Guys, what is up? The time is finally here. Arthur Blank has cleaned house, and this is what I've been talking about since the beginning of the season. Raheem Morris fired, Terry Informant fired, and now Rich McKay has been fired. For people that's been calling me a fake fan, oh my gosh, man, listen. I told you the problem was never Arthur Blank. Arthur Blank has did a lot for the city. He always has. He's just a good person. If you have built relationships with people, why would you let people go? You try to give people second chances. You try to do this. You try to do that. But there comes a time where you have to lay down that hammer and get these people up out of here, man. Let me start off with Terry Informant. I've been telling y'all since the beginning. Terry Informant was born in Louisiana. His whole career was with the New Orleans Saints for 13 something years. That's why I call him Terry Informant. Because what did he do when he first came to the Falcons? He got rid of Matt Ryan. He got rid of Julio. He got rid of Grady Jarrett. Boom. Just like that. Some of the best Falcons of all time. That's what he did when he first got to the team. And what happened? We didn't do anything. We still had the same record. We didn't do nothing with that man. So that's one thing. That's why I call him Terry Informant, just because his whole career has literally been all about Louisiana, New Orleans, and New Orleans Saints, and getting rid of the best Falcons for your first top three things. Boom. And guess what did he do? He hired Kirk Cousins, messed up the gap, ACL. He got Michael Penix, all the other stuff. Boom. Now y'all may be like, yo, Rich McKay, he's just a CEO. No, if you did not know, Rich McKay's job was the guy to go look for the GMs and the head coaches. So look at what happened. We got this freaking dude, Terry Informant, which was, I don't know why you would go to a Saints rival CEO, Saints rival general manager, or whatever that's going on. And look at the guys that this man picked: Arthur Smith, Raheem Morris, all those other guys. Terrible choices by Rich McKay. We haven't had no good coach since Mike Smith, in my opinion. That's my whole. Mike Smith is the best Falcon coach of all time, in my opinion. But Rich McKay has been doing nothing but smiling next to Arthur Blank, collecting money. You know what I'm saying? Just like, oh yeah, we still getting paid no matter what the franchise is. I told you, Arthur Blank wanted a winning culture, and that's what he's trying to do. He's not playing no games. You think? I told y'all last night when I made the video about Raheem Morris and the Falcons versus the Saints. He hears everything, man. I told y'all, I've been to those meetings. Y'all may think, oh, who the heck is this guy? There used to be events where the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons, used to host, and he used to get questions from the fans. I don't know how long it's been because it's been a while. Arthur Blank used to sit down. Rich McKay was there too, which is funny enough. He used to sit down in like a little room, actually a kind of big room, sit down in this chair and ask Falcons fans, ask us if we had any questions. And we would tell him what's up. Or, hey, whatever, And boom, he would answer straight up off the spot. No, whatever it was, he was on it. Why do you think Michael Vick is now being talked about? Because people used to ask, oh, why do y'all forget about Michael Vick? There was a time where they didn't want to show no Michael Vick stuff. Arthur Blank, he received those, those questions like, hey, why y'all not showing Michael Vick? He's still a guy, he's still a human. He did what he did. And boom, now we see Michael Vick before every pregame. Oh, why did you do Roddy White like that? Come on, man. Roddy White is in the Ring of Honor. Why did you do Matt like that? Matt Ryan is in the Ring of Honor. Matt Ryan is in the pregame. Both of those guys, Andre Rison, Deion Sanders, all of those guys are part of the pregame. Arthur Blank has always took advice from the fans. He's always gave people opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all people, was worried about this when it came to coaches. Arthur Blank did that. Worried about this with the GM. Arthur Blank did that. Worried about that with the quarterback. Arthur Blank did that. So all that negative bull crap talking about Arthur Blank don't care about the city, Arthur Blank don't care about the team, I will never understand that. That is absolutely BS. And he proved it today, and he's already been proving it to me that he don't care about none of that, bro. He cares about the fans. He cares about this being a winning culture. Just because it hasn't doesn't mean it's all his fault. So he fired Rich McKay. He fires Terry Informant, and he fired Raheem Morris. Now, I said a little bit yesterday about Raheem Morris, but Raheem Morris, he's never been a successful head coach. I believe he has 2 Super Bowl rings as defensive coordinator, or the Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the Buccaneers or it was just the Rams? I don't know if it was 2 or just 1, but I know it was the Rams for sure. So, guys, what else can you ask more from Arthur Blank, man? He means business. He gives people opportunity, and if they don't do nothing with it, he's gone. Now, I didn't know he was going to do it this quickly, If y'all watched the Raheem Morris post game conference, I made the joke. Even though he was right there, Arthur Blank was literally waiting in the doorway while he was giving the speech. Like, yeah, game ball, DF, for all that stuff. Arthur Blank was sitting dead center. He wasn't gonna let the man leave the locker room. And after that, I told you right when I posted that video, then I heard Terry Informant was gone, and I was like, oh shoot, that's what I'm talking about, man. Then Rich McKay this morning, because obviously they have the longer relationship. I don't think they just want to do everything at once, but that's what is supposed to happen. I don't know if Matt Ryan is going to be over that CEO area or what role he's going to do, but I love the fact that he listened. Everybody been calling for these dudes to be fired the whole season, but Arthur Blank, he's that type of guy that lets you play out the season, lets you see what's going on, but we can't be mediocre. A lot of people like to accept mediocrity. A lot of people are like, oh, well, we'll get it next year. How many times are you going to keep saying next year, over and over and over and over? We tired of hearing that junk. He wants to win. He wants to have a winning culture. The freaking, look at all the dynasties lately, man. Look at what the freaking Chiefs did. Look at what the Patriots did previously. I know we don't like to talk about the Patriots, but look at that. Look at the Buccaneers winning the division for a long time. I'm shout out to the Panthers for winning that. I'm glad it's Bryce Young and not Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is a dog. Shout out to them, whatever. But I respect this game. I mean, I don't know how you can not like Baker, but as far as glad to see Bryce Young, he earned my respect fully this year, man. So they go into the playoffs, whatever. But Arthur Blank is seeing we should have made the playoffs. Why would you bring somebody back when we've been having the same record for the last 5 years? Like I said, I was surprised. Even though I wanted Terry Informant going, I was surprised because the rookies that we did draft was the top of their rookie class. I told you, James Pierce broke records this year. He had the most sacks in Falcon history or something like that in a year for a rookie. He led the rookies in sacks. Xavier Watts led the rookies in interceptions. Almost the whole NFL, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who got more interceptions than him. We had the most sacks out of a team, 57 sacks out of the most any Falcons group of guys. So that's crazy. The most 57 sacks are the most out of any single group of Falcons of all time. That's crazy. Any team on the Falcons, that is nuts. So that's good, but it just looking at the track record, it's that management of money. It's like, why the heck are we paying Kirk Cousins, giving Kirk Cousins a better contract than Matt Ryan ever had? That is absolutely stupid. That was dumb. And I called people out, and then people like to say, oh well, why are people so negative on Terry Informant? It's because of this, it's because of that. Man, y'all know what they be talking about, man. I'm tired of hearing that junk, bro. The dude freaking sucked. The dude came in, we spent useless money. His best signing to me was Jesse Bates. That Kirk Cousins junk is stupid. We had some hit or miss drafts. We have these guys like Raheem Morris. We got this guy. That's why Rich McKay up out of here. We had all these guys that came in. I hope Zach Robinson is going too with Raheem. I like Jeff Obridge. Jeff Obridge did a phenomenal job with the defense this year. Hopefully he's not going. I like what he did. It shows probably one of the best defenses we had in a long time, in my opinion, besides like the William Moore, Deku era was Asante Samuel, True Font, Robert Alford, all of those guys. That was a great time, Jonathan Babineau, Spoon, all of them, man, Mike P. That was a good time, man. I miss those days, and that's how you know how much of a fan I am, because that era was so fun, man. I remember getting the hat, not this hat, but the other hat, just because Deku used to wear it in pregame warm-ups. We used to call it the Deku hat. Dude used to wear the hat like all the way back here, bro, like in pregame. I'm like, yo, what the heck is Deku doing? But it just times like that's what I told y'all. Even though obviously we like nostalgia, we like to talk about it, we like to talk about Matt, it's getting to the point where now the Falcons are literally, their whole marketing is based off nostalgia, and that's what I was trying to tell y'all. There's no excitement for the current regime. I know, people like to hype up Bijan. Obviously he's great. He's in the record books. That's cool, but nobody cares about the current Falcons, and that's just facts. Nobody's having a Michael Penix jersey, bro. Few people I see with Bijan. You'll see more Matt Ryan jerseys than Kirk Cousins, than Michael Penix, than Bijan Robinson. You'll see more Vic jerseys than all of those guys. All the sevens you see are Michael Vicks. I don't see no Drake. I never saw a Drake London jersey since I've been to the stadium. And that's sad. You know what I'm saying? And he deserves it. I think Drake London is a phenomenal guy. And I like Jesse Bates. I would have been had a jersey, but sometimes it's like when you get a jersey, you don't know how long these guys gonna last. Every time you like, oh shoot, I got a jersey. You know what I'm saying? They're going off the team. Every jersey that I have, they're off the team. I got my Matt Ryan jersey. It's a long time coming, but that was his last season. I got a Keith Bricken jersey. I got a Michael Vick jersey. I got a Jamal Anderson jersey. And it's like, dang, bro, what the heck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So I think Arthur Blank is looking at all of that. It's like, dang, why the heck are we looking at, you know what I'm saying? And just think about this for a minute. I was at the game. Andre Rison, and this sounds crazy, they gave Andre Rison the player of the game last week. I mean, this past against the Saints. I know that sounds stupid. Like, they literally had Andre Rison in the game, and somehow he was a player of the game. It makes no sense to do this in the stands. The dude been retired for about 20, 30-something years now, but he's the player of the game. The intro, all of them highlights they showing that they actually have of current, we lost all of those freaking games. They got to play Matt. They got to play Steve Bartkowski. They got to play Michael Vick. They got to play, who else? Tommy Nobis, you know, the first ever pick for the Falcons. They showing stuff that was before a lot of these people that was only even on the team right now. I think the oldest guy on the team right now is Jake Matthews. Everybody else is done with. The whole Mike Smith era is done with except for Jake Matthews. Everybody's gone. And we are still latched on to that old way stuff. And we should be rooting for our current Falcons. We shouldn't have to go look at highlights on YouTube. Oh, man, remember when the Falcons was this? Remember when the Falcons was that? No. That's what I'm saying. Even though we like to do that, and we have no choice but to do that. And in the new stadium, I told y'all, it's only been 2 times where I have like, oh, shoot, the new stadium, this is what I'm talking about. You know, at the second time, that was that Buffalo Bills game this year. And that was against the Eagles with Julio Jones. I think it was a Monday night or Thursday night, something like that. Those are the only 2 great memories as far as game-wise. Of course, you know, I like being around family, you know, being there for the first time, stuff like that, whatever. But I'm talking about as far as NFL game-wise, there was no good moments. We have been losing since we had the new stadium. We have been getting destroyed. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It was a reason why these mother freakers had to get up out of here, and I'm glad they're gone. I don't wish nobody out of a job. They can go get hired somewhere else, but they don't deserve to be here, man. Raheem Morris, he had his chances. You know, smiling and all that other stuff. Oh, we got to find a way every single week. Every time they show him on camera, the dude's looking lost. He calling these weird timeouts. Weird play calling, going for it at the wrong times, kicking a field goal at the wrong times. Hiring Zach Robinson that don't know what the heck he's doing. Just terrible, man. Zach Robinson is probably the worst offensive coordinator we ever had. And I remember we had Steve Sarkisian, even though he's better in college. I remember they were saying the dude was drunk coming to the games calling plays. But guess what? I think that year we made the playoffs straight from our defense. And then it's crazy we ended up losing against the Eagles in the playoffs that year, I believe. I believe that was Steve Sarkisian. I thought he was the worst at that time, but Zach Robinson is the worst of all time. And to be one-dimensional, even though Bijan got his shine, whatever, but 40% of our yards being to one player, knowing that we have all the talent, like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, whoever quarterback we had in, we got Tyler Algier. I don't know if he's going to come back on the team. All of these guys like that, man, it is crazy to think that Bijan literally was our only offense this year. They're acting like it was Cam Newton with Christian McCaffrey back in the day. That's why I told you Christian McCaffrey is third all the time when it comes to yards of scrimmage in a single season behind Marshall Faulk and CJ2K. So that's crazy. But if you're going to have somebody have those yards, like at least spread around. I think even Marshall Faulk, he was a part of the greatest show on turf. Everybody carried the ball, you know what I'm saying? You can still let this man shine. You can still do this. You can still do that. But being one-dimensional is the reason why we lost this year. And it sucks. We had a wonderful defense. Just imagine if Matt Ryan had his defense. Just imagine if any other quarterback had his defense. Just imagine that we actually had a good offensive coordinator this year. Yo, we Super Bowl bound easy. Just look at all of them times, all these one-touchdown games. I know the NFL is advertising it now. Oh, my gosh, this year this was the most field goal or one score touchdown games. Nobody want to hear that. I don't care about that rating stuff. I'd rather look at a game, somebody getting blown to freak out. Even though I wanted the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl because like Mahomes last year, it was entertaining because it's like, oh, no freaking way they getting blown out. I think that's the biggest shocker. I always been a fan of blowing dudes out. When the last time the Falcons actually blown somebody out? When was the last time? It would have been against the Rams this year, but guess what? It wasn't like a field goal or something like that. We was up 21-0. What happened? The last time I remember going to a game was years ago with Mike Smith. It was against the Buccaneers. I think we had like Pat Skiller, Dan Scooter, or something like that. Back in the days, we had scored like 54 points or something like that, man. So I don't know, bro. But all I know that I'm happy these dudes up out of here. I told y'all if I had a coaching candidate, it would be that man Kirby. It would be Kirby from Georgia. It would be Deion Sanders if we can get him, even though he said he would want to stay with the young guys. It would be Rex Ryan. I want somebody to really just call out these dudes and somebody can rally behind. I don't know if we're going to make Jeff Olbridge the head coach. I don't know if he's still in the organization or he's just going to stay a defensive coordinator. I don't know how that's going to work out, man. But I'm just glad that we clean house. We can start out fresh. We can stop saying, oh, it's just the coach, it's just this. No, everybody in the organization has gotten released. Everybody. So, shout out to Arthur Blank for always listening to the fans, no matter what people talking about. I know he be listening to everybody. I just told you the examples. And I told you I met him a few times. He's a good dude. Like he's literally a genuine good dude. What owner is literally inviting fans to ask questions and to literally implement them almost immediately? He always says the fans deserve better. We don't like to lose. We don't like this. We don't like that. We want to bring everything. Like I said, this man has done everything. But it's up to the players. It's up to the coaches. It's up to everybody else around him to do what he needs to do, man. So, or what they need to do. So, like, subscribe, all that other stuff. Let me know what y'all think. But yeah, I'm happy, man. I woke up good. It's a new year. It's a new day, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Blessings coming in, baby. Man, it's exciting, bro. Hey, new Falcons, man. New regime, bro. New life, bro. Rich McKay is the freak up out of here, man. Get rich. He's gone. No more mediocre head coaches. No more terrible GMs. None of that. Give me somebody that's going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Give me somebody that's going to do something, bro. I love this so much because it's just not one guy. Oh, yeah, GM this, GM that, head coach here, CEO that. All of them other figures are gone. So it's going to start from the top. We're going to get the CEO. We're going to get a new general manager. We're going to get somebody in this offseason. It's going to be great. Oh, my goodness. I am so happy for this, man. And guess what? Maybe we'll finally start signing some Georgia boys. I know we got Jalen Walker, but maybe we start signing some Georgia boys and Alabama boys. And guess who did that? And guess who won the Super Bowl? That's all the Eagles do is sign Georgia guys and Alabama guys in the freaking draft. Because guess what? Those are the guys that dominate the college. So it makes sense. That's why he's one of the best dudes. If you think about it as a fan or as a football knowledge, guys, if Georgia and Alabama dominate the college scene, why wouldn't you want that same guys to be on your NFL team in the pro level? Oh, shoot. And guess what? That's why they winning over there. That's why they won the Super Bowl. That's why they shut down Mahomes and all that other stuff. Because of those guys. What, Kobe Dean and what's his name? Jordan Davis and all them other guys and all of them dudes, man, Georgia and Alabama boys. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts and all that other stuff. That's amazing. You know, so man, listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep grinding and let me know what y'all think, man. Them motherfuckers are up out of here, man. I'm so happy. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. I don't know what Kirk Cousins gonna do. I don't know what Michael Penix gonna do. Like I said, Michael Penix don't come back to the team. I ain't really worried about it. Like I said, go get me Shador Sanders. Go get me Stetson Bennett. Go get me somebody else, man. But I ain't really worried about Penix like that. Hopefully he heal up and all that stuff. But if Penix don't come back, it wouldn't really bother me at all. Kirk Cousins, I appreciate what he did do. But if you look at it, I told you Desmond Ridder did more than what the heck they did on his team, man. That's crazy. So like, subscribe, all that stuff, man. I'm out.